Hello everyone, today in this video we will fight against the atmosphere of our world around us, and this time we will comment on some comments of other people. I have noticed that some commentators of our reality, also historical writers, at the same time very often very talented people I respect, they share views spread by the Russian but mainly Western like French propaganda that all misfortunes we have now in Europe, including European Union itself, which is the largest misfortune, all comes from the United States. That it was designed and it's supported by United States to suppress, destroy Europe and build American empire. Reality is not so simple because with respect to European Union, already Germany, Third Reich, wanted to establish something like this, what was clearly declared in his public speech, in Mr. Goebbels' public speech in September 1940, his vision of future Europe 50 years from the moment, so in about 1990, and this what he described in his speech in Munich was 100% this what we imagine as European Union propaganda tells to us. This is what we can imagine. And there were even very often meetings of German industrialists who were using new space, economic space with unified regulations for them, and this space was of course territories conquered by Third Reich, and so on and so on. Americans after Second World War, of course, they took some former National Socialistic activists, they grabbed some ideas, and they wanted to, as much as possible, rearrange the Western Europe in a way that wars between these superpowers, which later involve US, will not be so easy to be waged again, or to be started again, I should say. And the European Union also was formed, but with huge participation and willing of European elite, especially German, France, and Benelux and Italy. So we see that it's much more complicated, and the European Union has much deeper roots than we think, not only US. Americans for a moment used this idea, but we see that it never worked very well because in 1960s the president and Marshal of France, Charles de Gaulle, actually loosened his ties with NATO. He started an independent French nuclear program. Germany slowly but with iron persistence started since late 1940s, early 50s, slip out of the American shoe, and they started doing their own politics, which had its apogee during the chancellorship of Mr. Gerhard Schröder, all of these connections with Russia, later all of these Nord Streams and so on. So we cannot say that Americans purely control Germany or France or other European countries. Spain was always doing its own politics, and we know how much anti-American Spain is since the Spanish-American War at the turn of 19th and beginning of 20th century, during which Spain lost Philippines, Cuba, and Puerto Rico for Spain. So it's not like European propaganda says that America only sucks from Europe and rules Europe without any single degree of freedom for European nations to decide about themselves. And also another issue that is very often raised, and I have to mention it, that European industry and companies are sucked by US to make Europe poor. No, I told it already once. They are not sucked. They are simply looking for better markets because market in European Union, this beautiful common space that is actually arranged and governed by socialists is over-regulated, is full of taxes and other fees the entrepreneurs need to pay for the beneficiaries of democratic system, like all of these lazy bones and people who use welfare state and vote for socialist parties. That's simply their production and activity is too expensive, and they cannot actually gain profits they would like to have, so they move to the better market. And now US is changing, and we hope it will change further. So it's better to run your company in the American market, not in the over-regulated European market, in which you need to pay horribly high taxes for the beneficiaries of the social welfare system who vote for socialistic parties. So this is the moment when alliance between big business and socialistic parties ends, because big business likes when socialists give them a common market and give them privileges to run their activity, of course, for public money, but they don't like when they have to really pay huge taxes to keep beneficiaries of the democratic system happy. And this is the end. So Europe needs to reform itself, or it will get poorer and poorer and will collapse internally. And it's not true that only Americans did everything bad. No, they did a lot of good. They gave us long peace and possibility for development. Some countries use it. And also there is another thing we forgot about, that all of this wokeism, leftist and so on, that I hope now will be pushed back effectively, was designed and spread by Soviet agents and Soviet thinkers in Lubyanka. We should listen to Mr. Bezmenov interviews and read his articles to understand what's the real source of this green neo-Marxism. All the best, have a nice day, bye.